Kremlin declares Rheinmetall plant in Ukraine a legitimate target. What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. In Moscow, they have noticed something very interesting in Ukraine. There is an enterprise named Rheinmetall. Rheinmetall is a company that creates weapons, missiles, all that kind of stuff. They have built a plant in Ukraine. Now, many months ago, Ukraine received help coming from many other countries, USA and also Germany. Now, Rheinmetall is a German company. That's the biggest military German company. They used to send weapons to Ukraine. Now, for whatever reason, now they've chosen to create 4 plants in Ukraine. We're going to find out why this is important to you. In July 2024, Rheinmetall announced the opening of 4 military plants in Ukraine. The first plant planned to release a batch of Lynx IFVs by the end of the year. These new advanced machines will enhance Ukraine's military capabilities. The plant will also provide maintenance and support for armed and infantry units. So this plant will basically build the necessary tools for armed response or armored vehicles. In other words, create the necessary elements to get the Ukrainians to move forward. The company also plans to open 3 more military plants in Ukraine, including a power plant. Okay, so electricity for Ukraine. They're planning to build a tank ammunition factory. So ammunition for tanks to destroy Russia will be built in Ukraine by the Germans. A production facility for air defense system. So in order to destroy airplanes from Russia or missiles, they're going to build it from Ukraine. Now, this is very interesting, fellas. So after finding out about this, the Russians say we're going to destroy that building. We know it's there. We know it's operational. We are going to bomb it because it's a legitimate target. Remember, Russia spoke about this a long time ago, saying any position that is set into Ukraine with the goal of destroying Russia is the legitimate target. Doesn't matter who is directly involved. I mean, NATO soldiers have tried not to be obvious in Ukraine during this war. They're trying to be very shady. But this is going to be for the very first time that a Western nation install a company, a big building into Ukraine with the goal of destroying the Russians. Will they accept it? I mean, let me ask you a very simple question. You are fighting John Doe in the street, okay? And John Doe is using forks to, poke you with the fork. You punch John Doe in the face, John Doe's fork fall on the ground, then John Doe asks for fork from another dude, somebody in the street, hey, borrow me your fork, or at the restaurant. He comes with another fork. You punch him in the face, he goes to get another fork. Then all of a sudden, some dudes that comes to the side, brings a box full of forks and put it there next to John Doe. So John Doe can very quickly, immediately, when his fork falls on the ground, pick another fork and poke you in the eye. What do you do with the other guy? Do you look at them? I don't think you're going to look at them. You're going to high kick them or elbow them or something, or uppercut in the face, because it's a legitimate target. That doesn't make sense. That's exactly what's happening. The Russians have said they're going to bomb that thing. The Germans have responded. They say, well, you spoke quite a lot. You made many promises in the past and nothing has occurred. You drew many red lines in the past. You didn't do anything about it. Now, many people were criticizing Putin for not subjecting the offensive into big problems whenever they cross the red line. And I think it's very interesting because once you let people cross your red line and you don't react the way you promised, they feel like they can do more, right? Remember when Putin said, if you start bombing into Russia, we're going to show you. Then Ukraine crossed into Russia.
I hope no one will cross Russia's red line. But in each case, we are the ones who will decide where the red line is. Organisers of any provocation threatening our security will regret it.
And he didn't bomb the way he promised to bomb. Then they thought, you know what, he ain't going to do nothing about it. I mean, guy is just about word. Now they're going to put a plant into Ukraine. Do you think Putin is going to do something about it? Question mark. The Germans say strengthening Ukraine defense industry and localizing the production of Western standard equipment will help Ukraine not only reduce supply limitation, but also increase its resilience. Compliance with NATO standards will allow Ukraine to seamlessly integrate into the European defense architecture. Do you hear that? Compliance with NATO standard will allow Ukraine to seamlessly integrate into the European defense architecture. Remember here, NATO countries have interoperability, okay? So they try to buy weapons from the same companies so they can operate in a very uniform way. They all subject the country to a percentage of their budget to buy weapons from the same companies. Okay, let me just remind you here, these companies are not government companies, these are private companies that belong to individuals. So these individuals are making a killing out of war. Yes, they're making a killing out of war. Unbelievable. You know, I know most of the time people think when they say America sent weapons to Ukraine, you think it's America. It's not America. It's companies. These companies are owned by individuals who are not even governmental people. They're just wealthy people. So in other words, war is run by individuals for their benefit. They're making money. Now let's look at this company. Rheinmetall in Germany is the largest defense contractor. It substantially profits from Ukrainian conflict and anticipate further increased revenues. You hear that? They made a lot of money. They're expecting further revenues. In 2023, its turnover went up by 12%. So that's about $7 billion the company made in 1 year. Do you think they're going to stop the war? No, they're not going to stop the war. It's good business. War is good business. The more they bomb, the more they make money. I mean, let me put it this way for you. If my only way to make money is selling weapons, how do I make money where there's war? Right? Do you think I want war to end? Absolutely not. I want war to continue so I can sell and make revenue. That's what I'm saying. And these companies don't belong to countries. These are private companies. And the owners of this company are the people that sponsor politicians to run elections. Let's say a politician need to run for election. They need money for campaign, for travel, for stuff, for hotels. They need money for that. They need donations. And this company will come to a politician or somebody running for presidency or governor, whatever, senators, give them money to go do their whatever with millions of dollars. And once you become the chief, the boss, the decider, the president, you just have to send them the money back. Say, hey, dude, we have business for you. There's war. Go sell weapons. That's crazy. Still in Germany, the Hungarian president, Viktor Orban, believes there's a conspiracy to get him out of power. This is the prime minister of Hungary. Okay, he's been very vocal about ending the war in Russia or in Ukraine. Okay, he's against all odds, against all Europeans. They don't want the war. Their country don't want to send weapons or money or anything to Ukraine. They believe there's a conspiracy underway in Brussels to replace government, according to Orban. The main conspirators, he says, are two Germans again. The European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. You know this face, right? You probably don't like her. I'll just guess. And the second person is Manfred Weber, the leader of the European People Party. Okay. Orban said there is an open conspiracy against Hungary led by Manfred and Weber. They admitted that their aim is to replace the Hungarian government with a new Jawor, a yes sir kind of government, like jump. How high do you want me to jump, sir? That's what they do in the European Union. Many countries don't want to go to war. Many countries don't want these things. But they want complacent, compliant people. This guy says. It's unacceptable. He said they want my country to be just like Poland. He's throwing a stone at Poland right now. This lady, van der whatever, responded. She accused the Prime Minister of Hungary of insufficient support for Ukraine. Okay, he says, Orban has openly criticized the European Union's substantial financial support for Ukraine, contrasting it with European internal economic challenges, saying the Europeans have a lot of challenges economically. Why are you sending so much money to Ukraine? In a situation where they could find a solution with Russia. This is Orban's opinion, not mine. So basically, if you don't agree with them, they must question your democratic principles. You are not democratic. Again, fellas, it was a great pleasure. Rheinmetall has installed plants in Ukraine. This is a German company aiming to produce stuff immediately in Ukraine. Instead of sending to Ukraine, they're going to build stuff in Ukraine. The Russians say, we are seeing you and you are a legitimate target. We're going to destroy your company. These people are planning to build 4 companies. And these people have responded to Russia to say, you've said many things in the past. You didn't do. We don't think you're going to do anything. Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary, says they're trying to throw him over because he's very much against the war in Ukraine. You want a peace process, and he's not going to allow these conspirators to try to do anything about his government. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. Here we discuss about our perspective because we're tired of the nonsense coming from the East, the nonsense from the West. We want our sense. Please subscribe if this is your first time. We talk about many things: Africa, the diaspora, our people, and many other things. God bless.